A little bit of health news first. The Red Cross has issued a major statement. The blood supply in the U.S. has reached critically low levels. In fact, they are calling it a life and death shortage. According to the release, donor levels are at their lowest in over 20 years, off as much as 40% from their all-time highs. Just between Christmas and New Year's of 2023, they had a 7,000 unit shortfall. While the decline has been steady, the COVID-19 pandemic rapidly accelerated the drop, particularly with people working remotely, meaning pop-up blood drives were far less effective. On a personal note, I've had 3 immediate family members all need blood or platelets at some point in time as life-saving and life-extending treatments. I've personally given well over 100 times, a total volume of over 10 gallons. I don't have the exact numbers, but I know that true because they sent me a little pin. It was cool. I have a little pelt pen if I wanted to.
I mean, that's incredible.
Wear a pen.
That really is.
And you guys can help too. If you can, please donate. Anyone 17 years old and older can go try and donate. You have to weigh at least 110 pounds. But beyond that, it's easy. It's not painful. It's actually kind of relaxing. And they have cookies. So that's always a plus. And if you come this Friday, I'll be there. So you might see me.
How'd you start doing this? Like, what was your impetus to start it?
It's a very long story, but the 2-second version was a pop-up blood drive at my church. And we were super, super poor at the time. And I was like, yeah, I'll donate blood. No problem. So I went in to donate blood. And I looked across from me and saw somebody that I knew was very, very wealthy, was also donating. And it occurred to me in that moment that his donation was no more valuable than mine. And it was a way that I could give that matched somebody who could literally give millions of dollars, but it didn't matter. They just needed somebody to sit there for a little bit. And so that became a big thing that I did as often as possible. So
it's not equal giving, it's equal sacrifice.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. I like that.
That's why he has a mic.
Yeah. Well, be careful. We'll see. According to Google Trends, the keyword sleep hit an all-time high in 2023. And while the specific number of searches wasn't revealed, it comes as no surprise to the Sleep Foundation, after their recent survey revealed that 37% of U.S. adults surveyed slept, quote, somewhat or much worse in 2023. Those in Gen Z, roughly the ages of 18 to 24, had it the worst, with 45% of them reporting worse sleep in 2023. The survey also found that people tried all sorts of different things to improve their sleep. 34% of men tried exercising more, 23% of women tried limiting caffeine, and 24% of all respondents tried creating a bedtime routine. It wasn't surprising to see sleep numbers get worse during the pandemic, as stress can be a major impediment to sleep, but these numbers are surprising given the relative calm of 2023. And if you want to try to improve your sleep, we would suggest watching episode 1 of this podcast. We did a sleep deep dive because sleep is a very important subject. How was your sleep last year?
Last year?
Yeah, 2023. Was it somewhat or much worse? About the same, somewhat or much better?
It was about the same, I would say.
That's good.
I ended up doing that sleep study.
Did you?
Yeah.
And what was the result?
And I have mild sleep apnea.
Really?
Yeah. So I ended up getting a CPAP.
Did you really?
Yeah. And I've the handful of times that I used it, it's, covers my nose and mouth. I just wake up in a panic after like 2 hours of sleeping. I'm like, oh my God, I got to get this thing off.
Feels like something's on top of your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my sleep in 23 could have probably been better
if you'd used your CPAP.
I would use it. But it was actually through the Sleep Foundation that I think I suggested before to do that. I still think I want to have maybe an in-lab study or go through my primary care doctor to get it done again.
Yeah.
Just to make sure. But in the interim, I think I can get the mask with just covers your nose instead of your mouth potentially. It's pretty hard to get used to.
I don't know how people do it. It looks really uncomfortable to me.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if the alternative is not sleeping well, and maybe it's one of those things like a lot of this you get used to, but yeah.
There's a lot of different settings. I mean, because literally it's like pushing air in. So it's kind of like, imagine you walk it past a fan that's like blowing air and you're like,
That would be weird. Well, but you're sleeping. So why is that
sleeping.
happening?
Yeah.
That'd be strange.
That was a tangent, but that's what you get for asking me how my year of sleep was.
That's what I wanted to know. I didn't know that was what you were going to say, but I'm glad.